And that's where I used to go wrong. I only thought about the muscles. And if I thought the muscles were recovered enough, I would go back and hit them again. Most guys think more sets automatically means more muscle. 5, 6, even 7 sets of the same exercise, because that's what they've always done. And when I say most guys, that includes me, because that's what I used to do. But what I had to learn the hard way is more sets don't always mean more growth. In fact, I was finding more sets to equal less growth and less strength. Now I have found that limiting myself to just 2 true working sets has made a huge difference in my training, my recovery, and my results, especially now that I'm 54. I want to briefly explain why this approach works and how you can apply it to your workout. Let me clear this up first. What do I mean by working set? It's not just any set where you're holding a dumbbell. That's not what I mean. A working set is one where you're pushing close to failure. Muscles are under serious tension, every rep done with control. It's the sets that count. 12 to 15 reps isn't in the main set of the workout. It's the first working set where I go 12 to 15 reps and helps me to know the weight I want to go with for better control and less injury. Now, the last set gets tough, and this requires a good amount of intensity. And I'm going to touch more on that in just a moment. But first, I want you to just look at this for a moment with me. Take, for instance, when I used to lift 6 to 8 reps. I would select the weight that got me into the groove of that rep count with a good challenge. Well, it's the same thing here. So before I do these 2 working sets, I do a warm-up set to get blood moving and to practice the motion that I'm going to be doing. My warm-up set is slow, methodical, and very intentional. Nothing about this warm-up set is just going through the motions. You could argue the warm-up set is a workout in itself. But once I'm warm, it's 2 sets that matter. Let's break down what these 2 sets look like. The first one, in the 12 to 15 rep range, I take shy of failure, but still with moderate intensity. The second set, which is actually the 3rd set of the exercise, but technically the 2nd working set of the exercise, is a drop set. I start fairly heavy, typically using the weight I finished the 2nd set with, or sometimes a slightly higher weight than was used in the 2nd set. And I take it a couple of reps shy of failure. Then I immediately strip the weight down 2 times. And both of these times, I will take it to failure. This combination hits the muscle hard without beating up my joints. Now, this variation I'm telling you about is slightly different from my 3-3 joint friendly method where no sets are taken to failure. As I was telling you earlier, I used to be like most guys where I would do 4, 5, sometimes 6 sets per exercise. So I'd get more results, right? Well, here's what actually was happening. I was racking up what I call junk volume. That's sets that added fatigue but didn't add growth. And like many lifters, I used to associate fatigue and a high heart rate with a good workout. But after having that mindset and doing this type of workout, my joints started aching more than my muscles were actually growing. And I would leave the gym wiped out, as I just told you, but not really getting the bang for my buck in terms of strength and overall growth. We lift weights in the gym and we get blood pumped into a muscle and we have the mindset that that means we're growing. That means that that's where the action is happening. But your body doesn't grow in the gym. It grows during recovery. Most of you, all of you probably know that. Muscles need stimulus, then they need time to adapt. So by focusing on 2 intense sets, I'm giving my muscles the exact signal they need without burying those muscles under extra fatigue. Research shows that once you get close enough to failure, or in my case to mechanical failure in a lift, additional sets don't really give you much more benefit. They just cut into your ability to recover, and I can attest to this as being factual. So for men who are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond, recovery is the limiting factor. Our hormones, our joints, our connective tissue, it all takes longer to bounce back. I know we only think about muscle, and that's where I used to go wrong. I only thought about the muscles. And if I thought the muscles were recovered enough, I would go back and hit them again, because the more times I could hit them, the bigger I could get, the more strength I could gain, the better off I would be. But I had to learn I was only damaging my body and that there were other factors in play besides the muscles. So here's what I've noticed since switching to the 2 working sets. First off, I've noticed more recovery, better recovery. My joints feel better, and I'm not dragging into the next workout. Here's the big one, more intensity. First off, because I know I've only got 2 shots, 2 sets, I pour everything into those 2 sets. And because I'm well recovered, I have the energy and the stamina to push through with high intensity. And here's another big one. Because I'm well recovered, I can push through with high intensity because I don't have the nagging pain that is preventing me from being able to perform at high intensity. And then there's better results overall. My strength is climbing, my muscle definition is improving, and I'm not stuck in that cycle of fatigue anymore. I'm currently in training right now for a competition that's going to take place in June of 26. Right now I'm in a muscle growing phase before I start my cutting. And I am doing this exact plan as I'm telling you about. And my goal is to get on stage and hopefully do well at that event. We'll see. But I'm telling you, this is the plan I'm using. I'm not changing because I'm training for competition. So it's not about how much you do. It's about how well you do it, especially when you're talking about your body and you're talking about muscles. So if you're still stuck in the mindset that more sets equal more muscle, I want to challenge you to test this out. Cut back to 2 working sets per exercise with that initial warm-up set. Go harder, push closer to failure, and then let your body recover fully. When I say recover, I'm saying I give each muscle group 7 days between workouts. If you'll try that, you'll be surprised at how much better your body actually responds.